Okay, try that. I don't know. We'll try to. Maybe he'll come back in here in a second. But changing out his AirPods there. Maybe. Can you hear us?
You can hear us, but
Yeah, we can't. We don't have you. No, he did.
He already did. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to start just asking him yes or no questions. He can shake his head yes, do his head no.
Is baseball fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Jim's going to take you off for just a minute, and then he'll bring you back here in a second. But you know, I was kind of enjoying that, catching up with him a little bit. You know, I was going to get into because he was a multi-sport guy. You know, played football for us too at Shawnee Mission East safety. Had an injury his senior year, I think, in the last game of the regular season, which would have been our 2016 season. We lost to Blue Valley in the semifinals in overtime. You know, we had him and a couple other injuries on the team where I feel like we would have had a chance at state. You know, like I said, we lost in overtime. But, yeah, I was going to talk to him a little bit about that.
But I mean, you're going down the right track. You know, there's so many multi-sport athletes now. I mean, you're starting to see them boom. You know, I think you were on the show over at KUAW when we were talking about it. You know, you're starting to see these college athletes play multiple sports as well. And when it comes to recruiters, if you're looking at a guy, let's say a baseball player, since we had Jake on, if you're looking at a baseball player and that's all he does is play baseball, and then all of a sudden you have a baseball, football dual guy, well, the recruiter is going to start leaning towards the football, baseball player dual guy just because he shows that there's a different level of toughness that goes with football. There's, I don't want to really say a different level of brotherhood, but there is. I mean, it's a bigger team. It's a bigger group of guys, and, you know, they like seeing that. And, I mean, it's just changing the way athletes are, especially at the college level and in recruiting. So, yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'm pretty sure that had a huge role to play in his college recruitment as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely, you know, I know that when I talk to other football coaches in general, and we're just talking about their programs and things they do, the guys who are successful talk about their multi-sport athletes versus, you know, programs that maybe are not as successful, don't want to share their guys and want to kind of keep them to themselves. And, you know, and even talking to college recruiters, you know, that's one of the first things that they ask when they come into high school after grades is, what else does he do?
Yeah.
You know, does he play another sport? Does he run track? Does he swim? Does he do this? You know, does he play baseball? Does he play basketball in the winter? You know, what's going on? What else does he do? So, yeah, multi-sport athletes. I mean, I know, Austin, you've heard a lot about that too from the coaches we've had on. It seems like it always comes up.
Yeah, definite trend for sure is everybody trying to do dual sport because, you know, a lot of times these guys talk about running track. And what's up? All it's going to do is get you faster. So, like, you can have your primary focus be whichever one, and then you can use some of the other sports to kind of enhance your abilities in the other sport that you do. So, I mean, one thing about with the Chiefs receivers, I mean, how many of them dudes ran track? Exactly. It was like all of them. Maybe all of them. I think
just about. Hey.
I think so. And so that was like, and that's definitely the type of receiver that the Chiefs were going for. Basically, was we want speed. Plus, these guys got good hands. You know, Tyreek really wasn't the best route runner when he came in the league, but he had that speed.
Yeah, just fast.
And then, I mean, yeah, he was good. But as time goes on, he keeps that speed, and then Coach Reed and all, you know, our OCs work with, or receivers coach work with him and develop his route running, and now he's elite. He's one of the top five. Yeah. So yeah, dual sport's always a good thing. It's always good to get those guys in there, and just it helps them hone whichever is their primary focus. So,
Jake, do you have speed?
Dang, no audio. He's like, hold up.
No, I'm not getting anything.
Hello?
Nope, nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Scream,
Oh, my
loud,
goodness.
scream louder. We can hear you. We can
He
hear you.
tried that was like the old school trick. He tried to
Yeah.
blow into the earbuds there.
Like blowing in a Nintendo cartridge.
Hey,
There it is. Yeah.
There you go.
Jake, switch to your phone mic and see if that works for us, will you?
All right.
Or whatever
So,
you're using.
I mean, Austin, you're hitting it on the head when you talk about even going into the professional ranks. They want to see the guys that are playing multiple sports. I mean,
Yep.
look at the two best tight ends to ever play the game.
Yeah.
You're talking about Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates.
Basketball
Fantastic
guys.
basketball guys.
Basketball.
And every time you
Yep.
hear of a tight end, a big tight end catching a pass today, what do they say? Oh, man, he ran that route and boxed him out like he was a
Yep.
power forward or a center,
Yep.
Those skills translate. Tony Gonzalez, he wasn't the fastest dude. Antonio Gates, God forbid, we know he wasn't the fastest dude. But
he
they
could
had
get open.
great footwork, and they knew how to manipulate their body to block out other guys. And it makes the game so much easier when you have another skill set to rely on. And you see it: football, baseball, basketball, wrestling, baseball.
Yep.
Basketball, football. It's track and football.
And I
anything.
think there's some maybe overtraining that happens when you do specialize too early.
Yes.
And then you overtrain some muscles and end up getting hurt or straining those muscles, or there's also burnout. You get tired of just doing the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
Now, I know that certain guys, when they get to a certain level in high school, you're probably not, if you have a big time scholarship offer on the table, by going into your senior year, you may not do that second sport, and
Right.
that's okay.
Right.
But I think, especially coming in as a freshman, like that's the worst time. I hate to hear it when we have new freshmen coming in and they're working out in the summer, and I say, hey, what sport are you here training for? They say just baseball or just football or whatever that may be. Because I'm like, what? You're a freshman.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
You end up switching to the phone, or just your phone? Oh,
Just the phone. All right,
it
there we
is.
go.
Hey, turn it back the other way if you can.
There we go.
Bingo.
Bingo.
We're in HD world.
So
Widescreen.
we were talking about, was Northwest Florida a wood bat league when you were playing there?
No, it was a metal bat league. The only league I can think of, the only two leagues I can think of in junior college are California and Arizona that are wood bat.
Okay. Okay. I wasn't sure on that. But still, hitting 412 and 13 home runs, that's a pretty good year, 52 RBIs.
Yeah, I really found my groove that year. So I hope to keep that groove coming soon.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. Been working hard. Spent my off season in Arizona. Really got to know a lot of the true aspects of hitting. And we'll see what that takes me this year.
Yeah, no doubt. When I was playing, I got the luxury of the BESR certified bats, but then I had to make the switch over to the BB Core bats. You putting up impressive numbers with BB Core bats. A lot of listeners may not understand the baseball jargon, but Jake, just talk on how much the game has changed, versus the BESR and now the BB Core, even at the college level.
Yeah, it definitely changed a little bit. The bats now are a little bit better than they were when they first came out with the BB Core. But it was really a different aspect going from, I used BB Core in college, in high school. So I really was used to it going into junior college, but it's definitely different. Because when you're growing up, you use those metal bats. I can't even explain the sound, they're so loud. With the BB Core bat, if you hit it on the nose of the ball, it sound like a wood bat almost. So it really has the feel of a wood bat. Wood bat is a wood bat. If you miss with a wood bat, you're probably not going to get the results you would if you miss with a BB Core bat. That's for sure. But it really gets you used to it. Okay, I missed the ball. I'm going to get penalized for missing the ball.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about, multi-sport athletes, and, you were a multi-sport athlete in high school. playing football as well. So talk about the importance of that and how it helped, develop your baseball career.
I mean, each sport really has its own, I guess, mental side of it. So really kind of piece together, like I piece together football and being able to endure a whole game, especially my junior and senior year, both sides of the football most of the time. You really got to learn how strong physically and mentally you are, and that kind of contributed into my baseball career a little bit because, especially now, I mean, I'm going to play 100 plus games this year. I'll think 145 maybe. You really have to learn how to come out every day and give the best that you possibly can, regardless if that's 100% or 80%. What I've learned through this is you got to sometimes be able to give the best 80% you can give. So, and that goes on to football too. There's games that go out there. I mean, Gardner Edgerton, I think it was the semifinal maybe, second or third playoffs. I went out there with a very messed up ankle. I almost had to get surgery on it. And I went out there and played every single down of that game. And I remember getting done with that game, and I'm like, wow. I don't know if I could do that ever again. But just getting through that game kind of showed me, wow, you're a lot tougher than you really think you are.
Yeah, because you had hurt it the week. Yeah, because you had hurt your ankle against Shawnee Mission West, right? Wasn't it the week before that? Yeah, I remember that. You had made a great play on an interception, right? And you were running it in the run back, kind of got tangled up. Somebody twisted your ankle a little bit.
Yeah, my ankle stayed put, my body about 5 yards.
No.
Yeah.
I thought I broke it. I was lucky to not break it. I just had that ending thing was like a bone confusion, a high ankle sprain, and a non-partial fracture, and a bunch of weird little things. But I got lucky there.
Yeah, it was. It was a devastating blow. We ended up, that year we ended up losing the semifinals to Blue Valley, in overtime. What was a crazy game. We were down. I think we were down 8 with like 3 minutes to go or something, and got a big stop on defense. Drove the length of the field and tied it up, and then went into overtime. You were injured.
That was tough.
Carl Young, I think, was out that game also, another injury that we had. But we battled, and, that was a tough deal.
Yeah, not a lot of people know this, but actually supposed to go to Blue Valley High School.
Oh,
So
no.
I really wanted to play that game. And being injured, sitting on the sideline the whole time was just tough for me. It was emotionally tough for me because nothing that was the last time I stepped on a football field. That was tough for me. I mean, I miss football. I sometimes wish I could still strap it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what, that's a message we try to preach to the guys all the time is, other sports you can continue to play as you get older, but football, there's nothing like high school football. You can't necessarily just strap it on again and go out there and be with your brothers. So, it's always something that, you need to hold those memories dear.
Absolutely.
So right now you're down in Florida and, kind of gearing up for spring training. When the Nationals do start camp, will you be with them, or is there a separate, rookie camp, or how does that work?
So the big league club is supposed to be there right now. I think for about 2 or 3 days as a full squad. Catching was last week. Our minor league camp starts, I think, March 12th. So I'm down here for about a full month before it starts. But it's basically the same thing. There's a lot of us out there. I mean, you can catch from all levels. So there's a lot of bodies out there, so it takes a bit of time.
All right.
Yeah, let's move on to the team that everybody hates right now.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the team everybody is hating.